everybody, and welcome to Vividly Dark, a podcast where we talk about all the things freaky and geeky and, kind of, everything in between those things.
You say it a bit different every time, don't you?
You have to. You can't be so predictable.
I like predictable.
Not me. I like to be unpredictable. Well, today we're going to talk about something that, or rather, someone who made just a huge impact on a certain community of people, and that impact is still felt to this day, even though they're not, spoiler alert, around.
Okay, when did it happen then?
So this actually happened back in 1995. A lot of the previous things happened beforehand, obviously. So kind of from the 1930s to 1995.
Okay.
Before we get into it, it's got to be said, before we continue, little disclaimer. This is a true story, yet again. It does involve a victim who is actually the center of the story. Many people, especially where I'm from, will know exactly who this is. Others from around the world may or may not. We don't know. You don't. Others
If it's
might.
who I'm thinking of, anyway.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you've only seen, me watching a show about it.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you didn't watch it for long around me because you
No.
wanted it to be a surprise, so...
Well, just not so much a surprise, just so that way you don't hear it and then be like, oh, well, I already know what happened. Today, our story begins with a man named Abraham Isaac Quintanilla Jr. Now, that last name alone right there, boom, people where I'm from and people of the Mexican community already know where this story's going.
Oh.
Abraham.
I've never heard it, in case you're wondering.
No, I know you.
The last name.
Quintanilla is just one of those names that resonates and echoes through South Texas.
Right.
So, it is a big name. Abraham was born February 20th, 1939 in Corpus Christi, Texas, to mother Maria Calderon and father Abraham, which it's Abraham kind of in Spanish, Quintanilla Sr. Now, Abraham formed a singing group when he was just 14 years old. And when he was 18, he actually joined a band called Los Dinos, who were a small group at that time. It was during his senior year of high school, Abraham left to pursue a music career with Los Dinos. This move called for an expansion of the band by adding more members. The band successfully released 4, or I think 5, albums during their time together. In 1961, Abraham was drafted into the Army during the Vietnam War, and Los Dinos put a pause on their career. During this time, he met a woman named Marcela Zamora, who he married in 1963. That same year, the pair settled in Washington State, and their first child was born. His name was Abraham Quintanilla III, whom they and the family would later on call him just AB. Now, life wasn't exactly easy for the small family. Abraham and Marcella struggled to stay afloat, so Abraham did all he could to bring money by taking a job as a fry cook at a Denny. Do you know what Denny's is?
I've heard of Denny's, but...
Or IHOP? Waffle House? They're just chains of breakfast restaurants. I saw they really serve breakfast, yeah.
Yeah.
So he's taking a job on at one of those, and he's making barely minimum wage. And I think even Marcella's not even working at this time because she's just taking care of AB. Too,
yeah.
So they're struggling. But Abraham's music dreams were causing an itch he couldn't scratch. With this, he turned in his apron and made a decision to move the family back to Corpus, where he took up a job as a delivery man before returning with Los Dinos. But their return was less than favored by the audience they first performed for, who happened to be Mexican workers. Now, it's got to be said to you, and maybe for those who don't know, that Abraham is a Mexican-American. He is Mexican-American. And although he can speak Spanish, he's always preferred singing in English.
Right.
So when he goes to this concert, their first kind of debut back, he's singing in English, and all these Mexican workers are like, shut the fuck up.
Oh, really?
They don't like it.
So, before when he was he singing in Mexican?
No, he was singing in English.
Okay.
So
they just don't like him.
Yeah.
Doing it.
It's weird because their band is literally in Spanish. So when these workers heard the name Los Dinos, they're like, oh, they're expecting a Mexican band.
Yeah.
And they sung nothing but English.
Oh.
So it was then that the band decided to change direction and begin singing their music in Spanish. This decision boosted the band's liking, and they became more busy. But at this time, as well, Abraham had another challenge to face. The birth of his daughter, Suzette Quintanilla, born June 29th, 1967. Now, for the purpose of focusing on supporting his family, Abraham left the band and put his music career in the past. Or so he thought. In 1970, Abraham once again moved the family to where he thought he would be able to find a more stable career. He moved the family to a place called Lake Jackson, Texas. Now, if you know anything about Lake Jackson, Texas, is that it's right next to Angleton, Texas. And Angleton, Texas is where I was born and raised.
It was.
Yeah. I have a little bit of a connection to this story.
That's nice.
And it was there in Lake Jackson where he began working for a place called Dow Chemical. You don't know that place, I'm guessing.
No.
But you do. Everything really is from, they make insulation, they make...
I feel like I've heard you mention this before.
Yeah. Anything that we can pretty much use in our house, like even the, the silicone that goes in the bathrooms and stuff, they make that. And it's not like they make a version of it. No, they make it. I can remember
you saying something about they make things that are in literally everything, and you wouldn't even realise it.
Yeah. Dow Chemical was a huge company. My uncle worked for them for a long time.
Yeah.
Great retirement. It was on April 16th, 1971, when a star was born. Marcella and Abraham welcomed their final child to the family, Selena Quintanilla, who would change everything for them. But it wasn't just an instant success story. The music scene never quite left Abraham. Although still working, he would sing to himself in private just for his own pleasure. His dream very much still had breath in it.
Yeah.
He began teaching AB how to play bass guitar, which he picked up fairly quick. But someone else in the family felt as though she were being left out. In order to get her father's attention, Selena began singing while the two practiced. And in his own words, Abraham saw the continuation of his dreams. So him and AB were practicing one day, and Selena literally just walked up, and I think she was only like 4 or 5, and just started singing, and Abraham knew instantly she's got talent.
Aww.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet. So do they make a band together?
Yes, they would. Yeah.
Cute.
With the help of his nephew, Abraham formed a band with the family, with him on guitar, AB on bass, his nephew on drums, and Selena as lead vocals. She was only 6, but she loved the spotlight.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
They made a band with a 6-year-old as the lead singer.
Yep.
Jesus.
Yep. However, Abraham's nephew was soon called home, and he was left with little to no choice of drummers. So instead of searching, he had little Suzette play the drums. Which, she was not a fan of that.
No.
She put up a fight. She's like, I don't want to do it. That's stupid. Girls don't play drums. That's a man's job. Are you saying I look like a boy? And he was like, no.
Girls can play drums.
Yes, she can. She got into it.
Good.
Yeah.
I like it.
So, like I said, she wasn't a fan of it and heavily disputed it, but ultimately gave in and played. Now, at first, the kids really weren't into the whole band thing. In fact, they kind of hated it because Abraham, anytime there was like family around, he would want them to play for them. And so they were like, ugh, again. So they're kind of getting really tired of it. Mm-hmm. And I think at this point, they were also playing for like birthdays and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. It would expand more. In 1980, Abraham and a friend opened up a restaurant in Lake Jackson, or LJ, as it's called for the locals. That restaurant's name was Papagayos, or parrots in Spanish. In that restaurant, they built a stage. So it was a rundown shack of a building. They redid it up. They purposely put a stage in there for the purpose of
the band.
Of Abraham and his band, yeah. Well, Selena and her band. Besides the restaurant, the band would also start singing at weddings, retirement homes, birthdays, and quinceañeras, which are a Mexican girl's 15th birthday because 15 for, I guess, our culture is a woman coming into adulthood. Yeah, I knew you wouldn't know what that was, so I explained it.
Thank you.
Yeah, or pretty much, they would play pretty much anywhere they could make money. Now, fun fact, it was around this time my mom saw Selena in our hometown performing at a bowling alley.
What, your mum?
Yeah.
Aww.
Now, she and her friend listened for a bit, but my mom, although she did think that Selena was cute, she said that she was really cute. She was wearing her little get-up outfit, because Selena loved to be flashy.
Yeah.
And she was really into fashion, but she had her own style of it all. But she said she saw her, and she was singing, and she was wearing her little leather hat, and she looked so cute. And she was really good, but that's not what my mom was into.
Well, you only like what you like, don't you? You can't...
It's not that she didn't like it. It's just because her and her friend wanted to go out and dance and party.
Yeah.
So, that's what they did.
So your mum, was she like teen sort of age?
I think she must have been in her late teens, early 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they left, and they went to another bar, and... Well, yeah, they went to a bar, so imagine they were in their 20s. And they went to a bar, and they got their dance on. They left Selena behind. And she just had no clue how huge this girl would become. But I thought that was pretty cool, because you get to see somebody at their very beginning stages.
Yeah, and then see what they become.
Yeah.
It's cool to know that you saw them before they were like really famous and stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, even if it was just a few songs.
Yeah.
And even though the band was getting a little attention, Abraham thought the band needed a name to help get them gigs. And with that, Selena y los Dinos was born. With the birth of the new band, unfortunately, their main venue was closed in the spring of 1981. Papagayos fell to the times of a depression and went under, forcing Abraham and his business partner to close.
They had a really tough time, didn't they?
And
that poor man trying to provide for his family.
Yeah, and it's even worse because at this time, I mean, it's still a little after segregation, and we weren't always welcomed everywhere. So, much like others would like create their own little places to congregate.
Yeah.
As would Mexicans.
Yeah, fair.
So, but yeah, Abraham actually dealt a lot with racism growing up. And
it's awful, isn't it?
Yeah. And he is American born.
People are just cruel.
Yeah. In order to avoid more financial hardship and bankruptcy, Abraham felt it was best to move back to Corpus with his brother until they found their feet. Through it all, the family continued their pursuit of becoming something more, even when having to sleep on the floor in a shared room at their tío's house, uncle's house. They continued playing their usual gigs to make money. Still struggling to get proper sound and lighting equipment, Abraham made do with what he had, and also improvised by using empty cans or tins as stage lights.
Oh.
Yeah, he did everything. Like, it was probably a fire hazard, but he managed it.
Yeah.
So.
That's amazing, really, like how much he just fought for the dream.
Yeah, he never gave up.
Yeah.
Abraham also eventually bought a run-down van he used to get the band to and from gigs. His role reached far beyond manager at this point. Besides handling finances, trying to market the kids to the right people, being tour driver, equipment handler, and handyman, he also became the band's personal mechanic. Because the van that he bought was a dumper.
Oh dear. Yeah. Well, you got to start with something, haven't you?
Yeah. And I think it was funny because they were mostly started touring in the summertime, and in Texas in the summertime it's hot.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, at least we'll have AC. And he was like, no. Now,
at least he tried.
He did try. He tried very hard. In fairness, each member of the band had some sort of special duty to perform outside of their main role. This also included Selena, who had a very extravagant sense of fashion. So she took it upon herself to make all the band's clothes by hand.
Wow, at 13?
Yeah. Although this happened later, she started doing it young, but she wasn't making the outfits that, like, are famously known. There are some that, like, at one point, she handmade the entire, it's like a 10-piece band, all cow print suits.
Wow.
And they were all like, oh, we hate this. But she's like, no, trust me, it's going to work. It looks great. And it did. People loved it.
As if.
Yeah.
Wow.
She had a huge fashion sense. In 1984, at the age of only 13, Selena y los Dinos signed for their first... Well, Selena was 13. The band, everyone's at different ages. Selena y los Dinos signed for their first recording label and made their first album. Now, although Selena was slowly but without a doubt rising to fame, there was some heavy criticism from those she aimed her music towards, as at this time she was trying to sing in Spanish. This is another thing. None of the kids spoke Spanish.
Oh,
they only
gosh.
knew English growing up.
And they had to try and sing in Spanish.
Well,
the
she
music
did, yeah.
was Spanish.
And try and speak it, because their dad wanted them to like be more connected to the people. The band couldn't be cramped in the old beat-down van anymore either. So, with some of the money they had been saving from the gigs, Abraham bought the band a touring bus. But as nice as it sounds, this bus was not only old, it was likely on its last leg.
Oh, I knew that was coming.
Yeah. For a short while, they would travel in all types of weather. If it was hot, the inside of the bus was hot. If it was cold, the inside of the bus was cold.
Aww.
The Latino and Tejano community was used to those before Selena. And on top of the Tejano genre being predominantly male-dominant, the style that Selena presented was not what the fans were used to. And they doubted she would make it in the industry because of this. Because she was female and because of her age.
That is rude.
She had to fight through some adversity. Now, despite her outer appearance, Selena felt the pressure, along with A.B. and Suzette, and especially Abraham. The scrutiny was having an effect on the band, but they didn't let that stop them. They pressed on.
Good.
The scrutiny came from all directions, even Selena's teacher.
Surely teachers should be trying to influence her to, like, do her best, live her dream as well.
They didn't like it. They believed that...
Who cares what they like?
That's what Abraham said. He said, mind your business.
Good.
I raised my daughter, not you.
Good.
But the teachers believed that life on the road was no life for a child, and that it would be beneficial for Selena to attend school rather than be a performer. Now, all they did as a point, it was Abraham's push to be like, no, I'm not listening to you.
Well, she's clearly talented at what they were doing.
Yeah.
You don't need school.
Oh, especially during this time. This was one of those times where jobs were plentiful. Again, this didn't stop the young artist. She continued her education via post and continued touring.
Oh, so good on her.
Yeah, they would send her...
So she was still doing her work.
Yeah, they would send it to her wherever she was going, and then she would just send it back when she finished. She did say in an interview, she's like, yeah, I kind of wish that I had more friends, but my focus was on my career.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she was focused. At the age of just 15 in 1986, Selena was nominated for her first major award for Female Vocalist of the Year at the Tejano Music Awards. Not only was she the youngest to be nominated, she won.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. A lot of people were very surprised.
That's awesome.
Yeah. In fact, through her success, Selena would be nominated a total of 90 times for various awards. She would take home 68 of those nominations. To include 2...
That's crazy.
Yeah. To include 2 Grammys out of 3 nominations. And also, she got a star on Hollywood Walk of Fame.
So she should.
Due to the growing success of the band, more members would be brought on to help support Selena through her growing success. But she never lost sight of who she was, where she came from, and who was important to her. The band had already brought a keyboardist, Ricky Vea, who had been with the band for a while. So one guy, when the band first kind of started touring, they were like, well, we're going to need a keyboardist, so they brought in an old friend.
Yeah.
And he stuck with them the whole way. In 1989, backup vocalist Pete Astudillo joined the group after concerns over Selena's voice began to come up. So Abraham brought him on to take some of the stress off of his daughter. That same year, a guitarist who A.B. had met and become good friends with also joined the band. His name, and everyone who knows anything about this woman knows who this name is, his name is Chris Perez. And his image alone was enough to put Abraham off the guitarist. But despite this, he was brought on and cleaned up. So he was a rocker.
Right.
Yeah, he loved kind of death metal at the time. And he came in, he was this rugged looking rocker dude. He wore a leather vest and ripped up blue jeans, shitty shoes. And Abraham was like, no.
Oh. So he had to completely change his style as well.
Yeah, they cut his hair. Not long. He still had a ponytail. And they gave him a shave or something. I can't. They changed his whole look. But he was fine with it. He didn't care. He's like, whatever gets me in the band.
Damn. That's commitment.
With the band's still growing success, A.B. would take the reins of becoming the band's producer and songwriter, and even help the band sign for a bigger label. This move put Selena y los Dinos on the spot, and promised a crossover from Spanish to English music. So they were working on going from Spanish singing to English.
Even though she'd worked really hard to try and do Spanish.
Well, that was their goal. Their goal had always been to eventually be able to sing English.
Yeah, because more people would like it, would they?
Yeah, and because it would give her the chance to go global.
Yeah.
Which she still did. Which would set Selena up for not only more success, but also put her on a path to becoming a pop icon. On top of this, Selena's fan base was far from what they could have ever imagined. And after a show, a woman who played a major role in Selena's life would introduce herself to Selena herself, and also Abraham. She would confront the two after a concert, and then persistently and relentlessly call Abraham about starting a fan club in San Antonio, and also running it. Abraham, essentially fed up with the relentlessness, gave in and allowed her to be president of the San Antonio Selena fan club. Her name is Yolanda Saldivar, and we will hear this name again soon.
The sigh sort of gives away that we probably don't like her.
We don't.
Oh dear.
Abraham had some rules when it came to being in the band. For one, no drugs or drinking. The image of the band directly reflected the image of the family. The other, no dating amongst the band. Abraham wanted his children focused at all times, and he didn't want any issues internally from everyone. Chris and Selena would strike up a good friendship over time. This shouldn't come as a shock due to them being on the road with one another in the bus for months at a time. But it would come as a shock to Abraham the most when it was revealed around 1991 that Selena and Chris had been secretly dating for a few months.
Oh, that's the thing. If you put rules like that in place, your teenage kids are going to want to break them.
When he first came on, he didn't actually talk to her much.
Yeah.
Because if you ever watch any of, there's a show and a movie, it's like they had an instant connection. They didn't. They hardly spoke to each other for a good while. And then eventually she started kind of talking to him, and then they became close friends, and then that close friendship blew up. Not blew up. Blossomed.
It's a bit different.
Yeah. Well, I guess you could say it blew up, because upon finding out, Abraham became furious with the pair. And in a parking lot at a diner, he had a massive fight with Selena and Chris. And on the spot, Abraham handed Chris what he was owed and fired him from the band. Oh. And to add salt to the wound, they left him in the car park. They got back on the bus and they left him there.
Oh, he was really angry.
Yeah, very. And it wasn't so much that, one, he was upset of who was dating his daughter, but two, because it was kept secret and they broke his rules.
Yeah.
I think maybe if they could have just talked to him, he would have still said no. Now, even though absolutely devastated, Selena pressed on and kept making music. Through their time apart, she would write to Chris, realizing more and more that she was in fact falling in love with him.
Aww.
Yeah. In 1992, pressure would be added to the band when they were asked to start composing yet another album, a big one. The crossover Selena was most excited for. Struggling to find another guitarist, Chris was invited back.
But, that's even worse, having to go and ask him to come back.
Yeah, but they gave him some terms, and it was mostly he and Selena remained professional, and they weren't to date. You think they listened?
No.
Nah, they did.
And they shouldn't.
They did the exact opposite. Not only did they continue dating in secrecy, but that same year, the couple, on a whim, went to a courthouse and got married. Planning to tell
Naughty.
Yeah. Planning to tell everyone upon the completion of the album.
Oh.
But the universe had other plans. Selena had become obsessed with making her own clothing line. And by 1993, she opened up her first clothing boutique called Selena Etc., which was also a huge success, obviously. Selena continued touring and producing music with her family, although at this time, the major label they were signed to had taken Los Dinos out, and Selena was now her own person, although she heavily disagreed with this decision. So basically, this label said, look, we want her, not you.
Oh,
And
that's a shame.
she was like, no, you can't have just me. You want me, you take them.
Yeah.
And there was a huge thing about it, and they were like, then, like, we're just going to stop being your label. And then they had a big family meeting that Selena called, and they were like, why are you so upset about this? We're happy for you. It's fine. This was the goal. We were never meant to come this far, and if we did, you were the one to continue.
Yeah.
So they wanted her to do it.
Oh, that's so lovely.
Yeah,
So they were really supportive then.
Very supportive of her.
And she went and married a man forbidden behind the back.
Yeah. Selena had started with Selena y los Dinos and wanted it to be that way till the end, starting as a family and ending as one too. But success played its role, and the band became simply Selena. Selena's music had reached the top, landing at #1 spot in the Billboard's Top 100. And for the years to follow, her music consistently remained at the top of the charts, making her the most successful Tejano artist of all time. She was barely 20. Selena was more than just an icon at this point as well. Although she had her fans from the early years, her consistency and moderation of her music kept many more interested, and she would draw in crowds from all over the globe. So I'm going to rewind a bit. So obviously, her and Chris went and secretly got married.
Yeah.
Well, they were going to tell everyone after this album was released. Everyone found out because while they were at the courthouse getting married, one of her fans saw her and made a call to a radio station.
Oh.
And that radio station put it on blast.
Oh, you little grass.
Yeah. And guess who heard it?
Her whole family, I imagine.
Her dad. And he called an emergency meeting with just them and not Selena and Chris and was like, what do we do about this? And they were like, well, it's happened.
You can't stop love, can you?
No. So what happened was Abraham and Marcella called Selena and Chris over. They had a discussion. And at the end of it, they gave Chris a hug and they said, welcome to the family.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so they kind of got past it in order to just move on.
Well, they kind of had to, didn't they? Because they weren't going to get over it.
No, they were going to be together no matter what.
Yeah.
So back to the timeline. Sorry, I thought I had put that part in there, but I guess not. Her story from the struggles of early childhood and her father struggling to support his family to the rise of stardom inspired millions. And her resiliency to face scrutiny and criticism head on as a young Latina American who went from not knowing Spanish to being fluent touched the hearts of her fans and showed them that she was essentially one of them, which is what they wanted. Her humbleness was something else that moved and drew people towards her. Selena never forgot her roots, and she never put anything in front of her family, no matter how much they could be at each other's throats. In 1993, Selena made her debut performance at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. The following year, she returned, and on February 26, 1995, she set the record for attendance with an incredible near 70,000 people, the largest the Astrodome had ever seen, and it was televised for the world to see.
Oh my gosh.
Now, I emphasize Astrodome. So there's two big places. Well, the Astrodome was the only place in Houston at this place for big sporting events and events like that. Now they have Reliant Stadium. Reliant Stadium has actually well surpassed 70,000 people. But the Astrodome, that was the largest crowd they'd ever seen. On March 19th, 1995, Selena performed for a small venue in Bryan, Texas, to a crowd of just a little over 1,000 people. And it would be just a few short weeks later that Selena would make headlines once more. And this time, the world was moved in a completely different type of outpouring. It was noticed by Selena that there were some discrepancies in the finances from the fan club president and boutique manager, Yolanda Saldivar. It was discovered by the family that Yolanda had been embezzling thousands from Selena. Without hesitation.
This is the woman who you said about earlier.
Yeah.
We don't like her.
No, we don't.
Mm.
And without hesitation, Yolanda was fired.
Good.
Yeah. On the morning of March 31st, 1995, Selena agreed to meet Yolanda at a Days Inn hotel in Corpus so she could retrieve financial records from Saldivar that she had refused to give the family upon her being found out. When Selena arrived, Saldivar told Selena she had just returned from Mexico where she had been raped. Selena, being the kind and generous person she was raised to be, would take Saldivar to the hospital. But due to the supposed rape happening in Mexico, the doctors told the two that she had to go to another specific clinic to be examined because it happened out of the country.
Really? Is that a thing?
I guess. I don't know.
Surely anyone should be able to help someone in that situation.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the rules on that one, unfortunately.
Okay.
Selena and Saldivar returned to the hotel. Selena once again asked for the financial records. And with that, Saldivar agreed and went to retrieve the bag where the records were. But instead of papers, Saldivar pulled out a .38 caliber revolver. Attempting to escape the room, Selena was shot in the back, but managed to make a run for it to the hotel's front desk.
So that bitch not only robbed him,
Shot her.
She then shot her.
Yeah.
In the back.
In the back. She was able to make it to the hotel's front desk. All the while, Saldivar was behind her, chasing her. She was screaming at the top of her lungs, "Die, bitch!" And Selena managed. Jesus. Yeah, and when Selena was finally asking for help. She got to the front desk and was like, "Help me! I've been shot. That woman's chasing me." And then she just collapsed.
Oh my god!
And Selena was rushed.
So what happened?
Yep. Selena was rushed to the hospital, still breathing. Word of the shooting spread like wildfire, and a crowd of reporters and supporters built outside the hospital. And it wasn't just a few; it was hundreds.
I can't believe that she was taken down by a person that was close to them.
Oh, this was the biggest part about all that. Like, it was like this family trusted this woman.
Yeah.
Not only did she steal from them, but then she ended up shooting the very person whom she claimed to be the biggest fan of.
And who, gave her the position and the life that she had.
Yeah. So everyone's gathering outside the hospital. And all the while, Saldivar had barricaded herself in her pickup truck, and a 10-hour-long standoff between her and the police took place. Saldivar held a gun to her head the entire time, crying out for Selena and begging for her forgiveness.
After screaming, "Die, bitch, die!"
She's like, "I didn't mean to." Oh, there's a phone call.
Didn't mean to.
Yeah. The crowd outside the hospital was huge. People had even driven from outside of Corpus to stand in solidarity with their fellow Selena fans. At 1:15 p.m., it was announced that Selena had succumbed to her injuries. The Queen of Tejano had died.
Just like that.
A young life cut short. She was only 23.
Oh, that is so sad.
And in the midst of just becoming huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All over some money.
And she didn't even want the money back. Because a lot of people were like, it was rumored that Selena was going there to fight her. But Selena had told her family, "I'm not going, I just want to get the records. I don't even care about the money. She can keep it. I'm just getting my records back so we have it. And then that's it. We're going to leave it, put it behind us. We're going to keep going."
And she couldn't just give her the stuff back.
And she made up a whole story about being raped and everything.
So she wasn't raped?
No, there was no evidence of any of that anyways. I don't even think she ever left the country.
What an evil woman.
Saldivar eventually gave up, and she was arrested and charged for first-degree murder. Originally meant to take place in Corpus, Saldivar's lawyers believed that she wouldn't get a fair trial on Selena's home turf. And the trial was subsequently moved to Houston. This did not help. Ultimately, this proved useless, and Saldivar was convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced to 30 years to life. In March 2025, so only last year, Saldivar was denied parole on the basis that she still presents a danger to society.
Good.
Yeah, her next date of eligibility will be March 2030, and we can only hope she dies in prison. Much happened with Selena's family following the trial, to include a lawsuit with Chris over Selena's estate. But in 2005, they settled their disagreements and became close again. Chris still has contact with the family. And this is news to me, as I didn't know. In December 2025, Abraham Quintanilla would sadly pass away at the age of 86.
Aww.
But, beautifully enough, he would finally get to see and hold his baby girl again. After all these years, there's no doubt that the pair are singing together now. Selena's legacy lives on through her music that is still very popular with the Latin community today. There is still, like, you can go to any Mexican party anywhere and you will hear a Selena song.
Yeah.
And in fact, you will hear a Selena album.
No.
It was her drive, her ambition, her tenacity, and her ability to combine old Tejano music with modern cumbia of the time that drew millions from around the world to her. In my own childhood growing up to Selena's music was, like I said, to this day you still go home, you still hear it. But yeah, my own childhood, I lived Selena.
Aww.
Yeah. I've
So
seen...
your mum liked her in the end then?
My mum loved her. Yeah. She told me that the day it happened, because it happened so close to April Fool's Day, the radios were reporting it. My uncle was like, I guess crying. He's like, she's gone. And then she's like, no, it's just a joke. But then, yeah, it was real. But yeah, later on they would make a movie with her, which featured J-Lo. And it's a good movie. I'd recommend watching it. You love soppy movies.
Yeah.
It's a soppy one.
It's got a sad ending, though.
Well, yeah, it does have
I
a very
don't
sad
like
ending.
a sad ending.
Yeah, there's the Netflix series, which I was watching when you saw me, which I have to admit, kind of corny. The acting in that show is questionable. But it's more accurate to what the movie was.
Right.
Yeah, and there's also a documentary called Selena y los Dinos on Netflix as well, and it's really good. What do you think about all this?
I think it started off really lovely.
Mm-hmm.
I like that the family were like fighting for their future and building something together. But I think it's such a sad ending.
Very.
She was so young and she was taken by someone over such a pointless thing. And like, what was the woman's excuse? Did she ever give one?
I think she had claimed that she was in debt because she was a nurse. And
she still took a life.
Yeah, she did. She broke the oath.
That's unreal.
Also, when she originally took the position, she was like, "No, I want to volunteer. I don't need to get paid. I'm not worried about the money. I'm a nurse. I love my job. I get paid fine enough. Like, I just love Selena, and I want to be a part of this." And yeah, she ended up stabbing them all in the back.
Shooting them in the back.
Well, yeah.
Oh, the poor family must have been devastated.
Oh, they were. They even in the documentaries, it's still hard for them to talk about. Chris also has never seen any of the movies or the shows because he's like, it's too hard.
Yeah.
There was a song that they were able to, because they were starting that crossover album. One of the songs on there, and it's probably her biggest hit, is called "Dreaming of You." And
I just got goosebumps.
Yeah, it's a beautiful song, and Chris to this day says, I can't listen to it.
No,
He's
I
like,
bet he can't.
Yeah, it's way too hard.
Oh, that's just so sad, isn't it? He's lost his future as well.
Yeah, and he tried moving on. He got remarried a few years later, but the marriage lasted a year. He's never been with any other woman since.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the love of his life.
Yeah. Oh, what a sad story.
Yeah, it's a sad story, but her impact has just changed so much for so many people. And her story is inspiring. Yeah. No matter what. So that's all the time we have for today. We appreciate everyone listening. We hope you liked the story as much as I liked writing it and loved. I mean, like I said, I grew up with this, so I knew everything already. It's just learning a few more things, but still.
I enjoyed learning about it and hearing it. It was good.
Yeah, it's a
very
sad good story. Very sad, very good. So, if you're listening on YouTube, subscribe to our channel where we hope to continue making content. And you can also follow us on our socials, babe. What's the socials?
Vividly Dark Pod on TikTok and Instagram.
Yeah.
And we've also got an email if you want to send in anything you'd like us to talk about.
Yeah, and that's vividlydarkpod@gmail.com. We want to hear your stories, people. Tell us what you thought about this. Leave a comment. If you have your own stories, we want to hear it.
And tell us what you'd like to hear about as well, because we're just going off of what we like, aren't we? But if you have something you'd like to listen to us talking about, let us know.
Again, we hope you enjoyed today's episode, and from Zoe and myself, much love, and bye-bye for now.
Bye.